it's Kristen from KristenOnDemand.com, and on this channel you'll find videos all about teaching ESL online and teaching online in general. So if that's something you're interested in, be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring that little bell so you don't miss a thing. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about a new platform that I recently found that I've been teaching on and really enjoying. So I wanted to share it with all of you, kind of do an FAQ about how they operate, what they're all about, just to help you out. Now, the name of this platform is called ZipSchool. And I've been getting, I talk about them a lot on my social media because like I said, I just got hired with them in the last month or so. And I've really enjoyed teaching on this platform. So I just want to do, like I said, a little FAQ to answer some questions that I commonly get about them, have a place where everyone can go to see these questions, get their questions answered, and hopefully help you out. So here we go. Okay, so first, who is ZipSchool, right? Who are they? What are they? I've never heard of them. What are they? What do they do? Okay, so ZipSchool is an online teaching company. They cater specifically to kids who are between the ages of 4 and 8, and they offer online classes from teachers who are engaging, very engaging, energetic, classes on things like deep sea animals or polar animals or the rainforest, things like these. Things that kids are super interested in, maybe astronauts. How do astronauts live in space, right? Just things that kids are curious about and maybe kids want to know a little bit more about. These are the types of classes that will be offered on the ZipSchool platform. Now, as far as class size, so when ZipSchool first started, they were doing these classes to a big group of kids, and they've scaled that back immensely. So now classes are around 5 kids per class, right? One teacher to about 5 kids in your class. And you're teaching this class, and it's very interactive, right? So you're talking, there's slides, you're moving slides throughout the class, talking about the classes are set up as if you're going on an adventure. You're exploring and learning something together, right? That is how the classes are formatted. That's how they're set up. Now, ZipSchool does this for you, right? They prepare the classes, they prepare the curriculum. You, as the teacher, will be given the lesson. You will have time to go over and prep the lesson. Now, if it's the first time you've ever taught the lesson, you are paid 1 hour for that prep time if it's the first time you've ever taught the class. Now, if you're teaching it a second, third, fourth time, you're obviously not paid for that prep time because you've taught this class before, you've prepped it. But for that first time, you're paid 1 hour of prep time. So you go in, you prep, but their classes are set up to be like an adventure. Like, we are going to explore and discover things together, right? To get the students engaged and active in the learning process. That is how their classes are set up. And it's really interesting and really cool to see the kids engage and interact with the lesson through this pretend play format. Okay, another question I get a lot are what kind of hours can I teach with ZipSchool? Because a lot of the teachers that I speak to come from like an ESL background. So they're like, oh, do I have to get up really early? Is this kind of platform? And it's really not. So primarily, a lot of the kids that are looking for classes or that are taking classes on the ZipSchool platform are in the US or Canada. So they are looking for that kind of time frame, right? They're looking for during the day. What I found that is most popular are usually in the afternoons, but I'm in Central Time, so take that as a reference if that makes sense to you. Afternoons in Central Time I found are pretty popular. But what ZipSchool does is you can give them your availability, or they can also, sometimes they will give me like, hey, we have classes at this time, and this time on these days. Do any of these work for your schedule? So it's kind of a back and forth in that way. You can give them when you're available, and they'll try to book some classes during the times you're available, and vice versa. They'll say, hey, we have kids or parents that are interested this day, this time. Does that work with your schedule? Can we put you in as the teacher for that class? So that's kind of how bookings work on ZipSchool and how hours work. I should also say that ZipSchool allows you to work up to 15 hours a week on their platform. So it's not like it can be a full-time thing, up to 15 hours a week. Now, that being said, they do pay $40 an hour. You are contracted at $40 an hour. So that's a good chunk of change. They pay their teachers well. My experience, the pay is good. And they treat their teachers really, really well too. So that is why another reason that I'm super excited about this company, because I just feel like I'm valued at the company, which is not something that you get at bigger companies, or even at smaller companies. Sometimes you just don't feel valued. At ZipSchool, they value their teachers. They value your opinion, your thoughts on their platform. They're always asking, is there anything that would make, teaching easier or the lessons more engaging for the kids? Do you have ideas? And if you have something, a lot of times that they're like, oh yeah, that makes sense, they'll implement it. So I just like that they're constantly updating and changing and rolling and trying to be as innovative as possible, which is really cool to be a part of. Okay, and if I haven't said this specifically, or if you haven't figured out, this is all done from home, right? You're working online from home, you're logging in, they have their own platform, right? It is internet-based, so you sign on, you see your classes, you log into your class during your class time, just make sure everything's working. There's always someone from ZipSchool who is logged into your class, so if you have any technical issues, they are there to help you through. So you have that going. And I think it's really cool that they have their own platform. So these classes are not facilitated over like a Zoom, like you would see on some other platforms. They have their very own platform, which is really neat. And so if you see something that needs to be tweaked, like, oh, this happened and it would be really, really effective if, we could make this change, a lot of times they can make it happen if they think that it's a good change. So, it's really, really neat that they have their own platform and the ability to make adaptive changes when needed. Okay, so if this sounds good to you, if you're into it, let's talk about how we can apply in the application process. So if this sounds interesting to you, let's first talk about the steps during the application process. So the first thing you would do is you would email the founder of the company, and I will give you the email at the end of this video. You would email and just express your interest in the company. My recommendation would be to email, express your interest, and attach a copy of your resume just so that they can go over, your resume. I just think that's professional. Not necessarily required, but again, I just think it's a good practice. So then they would get back to you and they would potentially set up a meet and greet, which is sort of like an interview. It's like a 15-minute Zoom call between you and the founder. And this would just be a super laid back kind of talking back and forth thing to see if you have any questions, one about the company. He can ask you questions and just to see if you would be a good fit, right? See if you think you would be a good fit for the company and vice versa, to have him see if he thinks you would be a good fit for ZipSchool, okay? Based on this conversation, he may or may not offer you to participate in an audition, right? So this, if you're from the ESL world, would kind of be like a mock class. But if you're not from the ESL world, what this would be him sending you like a smaller sample of a class. You would have time to prepare for it. And you would be essentially teaching a small sample of their class. It's a 25-minute segment. Normally their classes are, I probably should have said this. Normally their classes are 35 minutes in length. So you would be teaching a little bit shorter version of a class. Again, they would give you all the prep materials that you need. You would prepare the lesson. You would come to like a Zoom session and you would teach this class to someone at the company pretending to be a 5-year-old child. They want to see, 1, how you teach the lesson, 2, how you would interact with someone the age of the children that are going to be on their platform, and 3, to see how if your teaching style is a good fit for the teachers that they are looking for on their platform, right? So this is a big deal. This is literally the make it or break it part of the application process. So based on this is a recorded audition. They're not going to tell you right when you're done if yes, you made it or no, you didn't. It's recorded and they will send it off to others in the company, have them look at it, and then based on that, they will let you know, yes, we think you would be a great fit. We'd love to have you teach on our platform, or no, sorry, we're not gonna go forward with your application at this time. Okay. And then if they decide to go forward with your application, they say, yay, we think you'd be a great fit for ZipSchool, then you would move on to contract signing and things like that at that time, and then you would be a contracted teacher with ZipSchool. Yay! Okay, so the part you've been waiting for, if you want to apply to ZipSchool, you would want to, the first step, like I said, would be to email the founder of ZipSchool and express your interest in the company. And you can email him at farza@zipschool.com. That's Farza, Farza, at ZipSchool, ZipSchool.com. And just express your interest. Now, they do have a referral program, so I would really, really appreciate it if you are just learning about ZipSchool from me, if you could tell him, hey, I heard about ZipSchool. I'd love to apply and be a teacher on your platform. I heard about ZipSchool from Kristen Miller, and put that in your message to him so that he knows that I was the one that referred you. I would really appreciate that. So yeah, if you guys have any questions at all, you can find the steps to this guide also on my website, which is below in the description box. You can always reach out to me in an email, also found below. You can reach out to me on social media. Also, I'm always available if you have any other specific questions that I did not answer in this video, but I tried to go over some of the basic things, the things I get questions about all the time as it pertains to ZipSchool. So I hope you found this video helpful, and be sure to subscribe for more videos like this. See you next time. Bye-bye.